Hello, Ruach. Hope you're all going okay. We are very excited that we are in the lead up to Easter, and I have with me Sal Knoschel,
Hi.
who is going to share with us a little bit about Passover, the importance of Passover, and how we can do Passover together as a family. So, Sal, could you share with us what is Passover? Why is it important that we should be celebrating this time?
Oh, well, I just have found it such a rich experience that I think when we read what Paul says, it's in Corinthians, but I don't know exactly where it says that on the night he was betrayed, he took bread.
Mm.
And we know this where it goes because we start our Lord's Supper just this way every time. And, well, what is he saying on the night he was betrayed? He took bread. What was he doing on the night he was betrayed? And that's where this celebration of the Passover comes together with what Jesus did on the cross. And so I love it because at that night they were celebrating this feast, which was celebrated every year to remind them that they had been freed from slavery, the slavery that they experienced in Egypt. And they then went on a pilgrimage to the promised land. Now, what Jesus did for us means that we are freed from the slavery of sin. And we are now on a pilgrimage to heaven and, the new kingdom. And so that's really exciting. It's the beginning of something when you become a Christian. And so celebrating the Passover reminds us that as they painted the door frames of their houses with blood and they were spared from the death, the angel of death, and then released from their slavery, we paint our hearts with Jesus's blood and we're freed from sin and freed from the slavery of sin, and now we can walk in that freedom into our pilgrimage. So that's why I love celebrating it.
Wow. So this is quite a significant thing and quite a moment to celebrate with God about what he's done for us, particularly in the lead up to Easter. And Sal, for us as families and in our homes and in this very unique way, how can we celebrate Passover together as a family unit?
All right. Well, firstly, you don't need very much, and you can do it as big or as small as you like. And I think the wonderful thing with all this COVID-19 is we're stuck in little groups, and so you don't have to do anything fancy.
Yeah.
What you will need though is some need some lamb.
Yeah.
I usually use a leg of lamb, and you can use chop. You can use anything, but it must be roasted. And then you need some unleavened bread. That means it's got no yeast in it. So find something without yeast in. That mountain bread, a packet of that suffices, or you can make it yourself if you're feeling adventurous. Third thing you need is some grape juice, unfermented grape juice. So you can't use your wine, sorry. And the fourth thing is bitter herbs. You need bitter herbs. They are to remind us of what we are slaves to. So you can use parsley or radish, or it's really great for kids to have a little bit of onion on their tongue because, of course, no one likes to eat it. And it reminds them of the bitterness. It's bitter. It's what we're leaving behind. And they're probably the 4 ingredients that you need in your meal. And then you can add to that. A dessert is essential as long as it doesn't have any yeast in it, so no cakes.
Yeah.
But you can have brownies without bicarb, so they're pretty good. I like to start with foot washing, just as Jesus and his disciples did. So that you probably need a bowl of water and a towel for that. So that's about it, not a great lot. And will I go on now and say what we've prepared, Peter?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so we've prepared like a little elements of Passover, like a little family how to do it. And you can get a pen, you can print it out and just scratch off the bits you don't want to do. It doesn't have to be complicated. I've made it quite like there's lots you can do, but just use your pen and just scratch off what you don't want to do. I've also added songs that we sing, but if you don't want to do those songs, you can just scratch them out and put your song in that you want to sing, or you can have no songs. And I think the most wonderful thing is remembering that Jesus did this meal and he did it simply. It wasn't complicated. They didn't have a lot of money, so it was simple. And in the resources, I've also added a little game that shows you what the elements of the Passover were in the Bible and how Jesus fulfilled them. Now, if that's all you do and you don't do the meal, I think you'll be rich and you'll be made richer just for that. So, yeah, go for it. Not hard, and you'll have a lot of fun.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Sal. So Sal has, yes, as she said, put together this amazing resource of all these different things that you guys can do as a family, that we can all do as families to celebrate Passover together. So that will be below this video in the comments. Otherwise, it'll be on the Ruach website for you guys to use. And go nuts, have fun, and this will be a special time. Thank you so much, Sal.
It's a pleasure. I'm so excited, and I look forward to hearing who has a go.
Wonderful. Well, guys, enjoy this road to Easter, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.